Hello, I'll be making this butterfly bubu dress. So, welcome back again to my channel. Today I'll be using this fabric to make a bubu dress. So the first thing I'll do is to fold my fabrics into four equal halves. So after folding, this is what it looks like. Next, I'll be taking my measurement. So the first measurement I'll take here is my shoulder measurement. The shoulder I'm working with is 9.5 inches. So I'll measure 9.5 inches
You need to come down.
from that area where my cloth is on fold. I'll measure 9.5 inches. After marking the 9.5 inches, I'll just measure what is left there to know what the length of my sleeve would be. So after measuring it, what I have there is 16 inches. That 16 inches is enough for the length of my sleeve. So next thing I'll do now is to measure the neck. So for my neck, for the back, I'm making use of 3 by 2.5 inch, and for the front, I'm making use of 3 by 7 inches. So what I'll do now is I'll mark 3 inches for the width for my back and 2.5 inches for the neck depth for the back, and I'll mark 3 inches for the width for my front and 7 inches for the depth for the neck for my front. So what I'll do after connecting the points, I'm bringing my camera close so you see what it looks like. So that's 3 by 2.5 and 3 by 7 inches. So the first thing I'll do is I'll be cutting through my back neck width and depth first. So I'll first cut that because it's shorter than that of the front. Then I'm going to open up my fabric so you see what. So I'm cutting through now. I'll open my fabric. So now we have my fabrics folded into two. So this is this is for the neck for my back. So what I'll do now is I'll fold only the front piece of my fabric. I'll fold it so that I can reshape the neck for the front. So I'll go ahead and reshape the neck for the front because the depth for the front is deeper than that of the back. So next thing I'll do is I'll open it up. So this is what it looks like. Then I'll go ahead and fold my fabrics again into 4 equal halves. So now I'll be taking my body measurement. My bust is 12 inches, so I'll mark 12 inches from the top where I have my shoulder. That is where I'm taking the measurement. So I'm placing my measuring tape from the top of my shoulder to my bust point, which is 12 inches, and I'm marking it over and over again because my chalk is not really visible on those fabrics. Please, I just hope you understand what I'm doing. So I'm going to measure my waist. So my waist is 19 inches, sorry. That's where I'll be taking my waist measurement is 19 inches. That's my half length, which is 19 inches. Then for my hips is 27. So I'll mark at 27. Then I'll be taking my round measurement. That's the circumference of my bust, waist, and hips. So for my bust is 49 divided by 4 is 12.25. So I'm going to mark 12.25 there. My waist is 48 divided by 4 is 12.1. I will mark 12.1. Sorry, 48 and a half, please. That's my waist. So I have 12.1. The next thing I'll do is I'll add 1 inch to it to both my bust and my waist for ease. So I'm marking that 1 inch extra for ease. So for my hips is 51 and a half divided by 4 is 12.9. So I'll mark 12.9 there. Then I'll add that 1 inch which I added for the bust and the waist for ease. So after that, I'll connect all my markings together. After connecting my markings, I'll go to the down part of my fabrics, and what I'll do is I'll come up by 10 inches. So from down, I'm measuring 10 inches upwards, and I'm marking that place where I have 10 inches. I'm marking it at the end of my fabrics because I'll be connecting from my hip to that place where I mark 10 inches. This is because I will not be sewing down to the length of my dress, I'll be stopping at that place where I measure 10 inches upwards, so that one can move freely when putting on the dress. So I'm connecting from my hip to that place where I measure 10 inch. As you can see, I'm shaping it in a way just like we shape out our A-line dress. So I'm shaping it in that way because it's not going to be tight, it's going to be free from our hip, it's going to be free. So I'll flip my fabric to the other side, repeat all those measurements I took on that part to this other side as well. So from my shoulder, I'll take my bust point 12 inches, waist which is 19 inches, and hip which is 27 inches. Then I'll take my round measurement as well, bust which is 12.25 inches, waist which is 12.1 inches, and my hip which is 12.9 inches. So what I'll do is I'll add the 1 inch for ease all around this measurement, just like I did at the other side. Then I'll go ahead and connect all my points together. So after connecting my point, I'll go to the down part of my dress, and I'll also measure 10 inches. But before then, let me measure the arm opening where my sleeve will pass through. So what I'm using is 15 inches. So I just mark 15 inches from my shoulder for my arm opening, and I'm connecting it to that place where I have my bust. So when stitching, I'll start stitching from this place where I measured um the arm opening. So the arm opening, that side, I'm not going to stitch from the top of my shoulder to the place where I have the arm opening. I will not be stitching there. I'll start from that place where I have my measurements at the middle, at the bust, and measure downwards. So now I'm marking that 10 inches just like I did at the other side, and I'm placing my measuring tape so that you see what I actually did at that other side. So I curved my measuring tape and I'm marking, because it's not going to be straight from our hips down to that place where we measure 10 inches. So I'm connecting all those points. I'm trying to use my chalk over and over again so that you can at least see it a little bit. So after connecting the points, this is what it looks like. So what I'll do now is I'll open it up and so that you can see what it looks like. So I went ahead to open it up. This is what it looks like. So as you can see, I've turned the neck with my bias before taking the measurement. So what I'll do now is hold the side. So that is my chalk there. It's showing a little bit actually. So I've gone ahead to stitch this. I'm done sewing, adding my bias and everything. Thank you for watching this tutorial. You can see the down part where I said from 10 inches upwards, then I'll stop my stitches at that 10 inches. Please, I hope to see you again on this channel. Kindly like, share my videos, and remember to click on the subscribe button. I'd love to see you again in my next tutorial. Please drop a comment for me. I would love to learn from you as well. See you next time. Bye.